and you finally boil it all down, magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. What is up, everyone? Have no fear, your sorcerer supreme is here, and that means it's Saturday night, and that means this is Fearless. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Shout out to the Fearless family. What is up?
I'm coming. Tell them I'm coming.
My name is Frank Castle. I'm joined by my etherical translator and co-host, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone. We had to wait for the tea kettle. Sorry.
I thank you, everyone, for joining us, spending the Saturday night with us. It's great to see everyone. Let me just take a look while we're taking a minute.
Yeah.
See who's here.
Got two cats at the window. Hold on.
Tom, what's up? Hedonism Tom. How's it going? Really? Hans, Willow, Michael. Hey, look, it's me. Breaking the infinite loop. What's up? Lexi, Firestorm, Oscar, son, I greet you with the love and the light and send you most positive vibes. I want to say how much I love everyone. Higher frequency in the house. Shout outs to Sam. Shout outs to KG. Come here, Roxy. Shout outs to little Roxy. Shout outs to KG and Aaron and Zach and Ellen. Everyone over at Expanded Understanding. I rolled this fat fucking bat for as soon as we started. Look at that. It's sick. I did that in 40 seconds. Thank you so much. Something in me unlocked and I started going, I watch a show. Let's talk about this for a minute. Thank you so much, Willow. I love you so much. By the way, we're making you something very special.
Oh,
So we will be talking to you very, very soon. Right? Yeah, Aaron's going to be very jealous. They're all going to be jealous of this one. But I watch this show in 5D. I only watch my horoscope every week. Right? So the guy's over at in5d.net. This guy, Greg. He's got blonde hair. He's always wearing the tie-dyes. The girl, oh God, I can't remember her name. She's Australian lady and she's awesome. She has hit the notes with me perfectly every week as if she was talking directly to me, which is really weird. That doesn't normally happen. So I said, let me check their store. And my legs were cold.
Did you have compression socks on before?
No, I had no socks on before and I was freezing.
You weren't wearing. Oh, then you put these on. I thought you. I'm sorry.
No.
All right. Okay. Crazy. Oh, Willow, you're so cute. 12.
So
I love it.
Sorry about that.
That's
Come
all
on, slide in. Funny room.
right.
Thanks. So I decided to show some support. I wanted to see what was up, and I got there and I loved some of the tie dyes. The guy hand makes everything.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
mixes crystals in with them. So this was my fire sign, and I was like, yo, I'm getting it. And then we got Paula one. She picked one out, and then I picked out another one, the berry burst. There's going to be a little bit of a revved up intro. I'm going to talk about a few things first, other people and stuff. I love them.
Okay. Well,
And then just ordered another one for my birthday next month. They just feel great.
I like them. I told you the one that we picked for me. I love it. I mean, I love it.
The association with the hippie and the
I think
tie
it's
dye
weird.
is weird to me.
Yeah, and our yoga pillows came.
So
So
if you're
we have
tight in
to-
the hips, right, you have to sit on a pillow when you do your stretches sometimes, right? Like a
Yeah.
butt pillow or something.
So Ellen had not
So
to
you
talk about it.
can drop your legs not flat to the floor, so they dang
So
like
your
it's like
knees don't hit
gravity.
the floor, yeah, and it's
pulls
wonderful.
you.
So
It's
Ellen
great.
had this pillow, and it's a 22-inch round pillow, and if anyone wants it, we can put the link up. But it's a 22-inch round pillow, and it fits perfectly when you sit on it. So because Frank and I have to start stretching again.
When you sit on it. Sorry.
Okay.
They look like little portals, so we opted in and
Oh well, they have these pretty mandala covers. They're it looks like a mandala painting. It's beautiful.
mhm.
Yeah.
Little Mandela portal. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
Thank
You're the
you.
best.
I love you too.
I want to share the screen for a second. What's up, Shadow Stalker? Okay, there we go. Join us over at the Fearless Family. Come check it out.
Oh.
It's over at facebook.com/groups, the Fearless Family. Answer the question. And I'll let you in right now. The magic number is, you can see right there, right around here, is 88. So there's 88 people that have not answered the question. I love you guys. I love it so much. If you can like, share, and subscribe, really help out the channel. And okay, so I want to show you some really cool stuff. Ralphie and I of Ra on TFR are good buddies.
Oh, that was cute too.
And he's over at the Mystical Spiral. TheMysticalSpiral.com, right? So this is the shop they have over there. So he has these things called Tensor tools, right? There's one right here. There's one right there, right? They're pretty. Here's another one.
Yeah, no, they're amazing.
Very powerful tools of the trade. Wow, look at this one. The Daywalker. That's like the ascension spiral that we talk
spiral
about.
DNA, yeah.
Right? We talk about like they talk about Jacob's ladder and all that crazy stuff there. That's your thing right there. It's all the same thing. One of the things Paula and I have been realizing is that we a lot of times are talking about the same thing, and through communication issues,
Using different words.
we're just using different words, but we mean the exact same thing. We're gonna this stuff right here will connect us a little better. Wow, he's got Lemurian laser wands. I usually don't promote like this, but where's the other one? The Tensors. He sent me one, and I was so excited when I saw it.
You wear it all the time.
What? No, I gotta go deep.
Oh, you're gonna go to the mask.
He's gonna get me for this one, but I don't care. Where are you? I'm gonna get you. All right, special edition. Silence of the Lamb, special edition. All right, to help with little COVID, help with the energy, and help with. I was thinking before when I saw it, I was making jokes left and right, but I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, what would people use that for? And then it was all coming to me, and then the joke started with me. But some lucky lady out there is gonna get one. Be tell her husband, wear this.
What's wrong with you?
So much is wrong with me.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Ra. Go check out Ra's stuff. He's the best. I love him. He's a great guy. If you guys don't know Ra over on Truth Frequency, I listened to a show when I was living in Westchester years ago, but I was still living with my ex, and I watched this whole episode of him on the Leak Project talking about when he was in California and how hold on. There we go. He was talking about when he was out in California, he didn't really have anyone, and he went through these crazy experiences where he met these, beings and these different entities.
Yeah, I
where it
heard
was,
that interview with you at my house.
yes, it was kind of crazy,
And
right?
yeah,
But remember what happened when I heard it with you? I was like,
it didn't happen yet. Yeah.
I was like, yo, I heard this years ago.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, oh, that's cool, whatever. And then I talked to him. He had joined Truth Frequency. And I said, hey, man, I really, that Leak Project thing of yours was great. I loved it. I saw it years ago and whatever. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I saw that one years ago. He's like, the one with the distorted view and everything where the colors are weird. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. I was doing cocaine and I was having a rough night, and the person I was with, I couldn't take anymore, and I was losing my shit. And it popped up. I read the headline about you dealing with the devil or something.
Mhm.
And I watched it, and I'm like, oh, I resonate with this guy, not having any clue it was Rob from, he had his own show prior to this, being with Truth Frequency. And then he's like, dude, we just recorded that show in February, and it was like 2 months later. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I saw this like years ago. At this point, it's years ago. It was like the last year I was living in Westchester. And he's like, no, we literally go look at the date of the recording. And I looked, and I was shocked. I was shocked. I was like, wow, they
Oh.
just literally filmed this. But it's something that took me out of my position that I was in. I was having the worst night. Ugh, it was the worst. I watched that and I thought, well, my life's not so bad. I'm not actually dealing with the devil, just someone pretending to be the devil. I hope everybody's doing well. I really, 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 really do. A lot of things have been happening lately. So the discussion kind of shifts and changes as we move. We find out that the dynamic is changing pretty quickly with people who weren't on board or getting on board, who we're going to use as the prime example. And we have the conversation with my mother, right? She jumps in the pool after like kind of a little laborious day.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, open a discussion, the next steps of life, and who goes where and who's doing what. So we just start babbling and yapping
about the plan. Because Frank and I always have a plan.
Right. So
Diane
we got
doesn't
to stick to the
understand there's a
plan.
plan. Yeah.
Right. Because you never come out of the shadow of being little Frankie, or I guess little Paula for that matter, where you're not regarded, that the adult has to take charge. But I'm an adult and I can take charge, and my future's in my hands. Right. So you're with me in my future. So I have to consider you in all of my plans.
Right.
Everything. You just move this like this.
Yeah. Why does that do that? Okay.
So in that considering, we were worried that she's not understanding a whole lot of things. Well, she jumped in the pool, was running around. She was cleaning it. I got to vacuum the pool. Right. And then what happens? The conversation starts going down.
Conversation happens. Frank and I are sitting on a picnic bench, smoking, and Mom is in the pool because she's cleaning it, but we're talking, and we kind of lay out the plan for the future. And I have to say, she was down with it. She had she was really going with the flow.
She was tuning
and
into us,
she kind of got excited about it, which is good. And then we were giving her scenarios about how we see this playing out, because she's a visual person. So if you can give her a visual, something to wrap her head around, you know, that would be easier. So that's kind of what we did, and it worked. And she shared the information with a friend, and it was all positive. So Frank and I,
We get to the point in the story
y-
where we're talking about her not actually living in the house with us, that to have like a connected house or something right next door to us. I mean,
Right.
like right there.
right,
And as we go to tell her, she's like, I want a grandma pod.
yep.
And we're like, what?
So she's
So
on
then
board.
I'm like, wait, so a grandma pod is
Mother-in-law suite.
a mother-in-law suite. It's also the smaller
Mm-hmm.
apartment house,
Mm-hmm.
the tinier, not quite a tiny home, but you know,
A little bigger than that.
a little bigger than that, but not a full giant monster place. Perfect with everything you've ever wanted
And more.
and more, naturally, and more. And she was like, yeah, I want a grandma pod. So we were like, oh, so you do understand.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't know granny pods were mother-in-law suites,
The
where
same thing. Yeah.
everybody's talking about the exact same thing.
Using
Is what
different
I'm
words.
getting at.
Yep.
So all the miscommunications and beefs or whatever
Right.
is
It was
because
all-
we can't get everyone's
All pretty much settled
vocabulary
there.
on the same page.
So Frank and I get home, and we're reviewing the day, and we figured out that this time when we had the conversation, Mom was in water, but not only was it water, it was moving water because the filter was on. So she was transmuting all of the energy, that negative energy that's usually around her and the house. She was transmuting it while she was standing in the water. So she was actually able to hear us I think clearly hear us for the first time.
There was
And
a full understanding for sure.
and an acceptance of what was being said. And it made me feel wonderful because now she knows the plan. Everyone pretty much knows the plan. So now we just have to
Proceed without having.
Right. So, but it's good. She's on board. She understands what's happening. She, you know, we were trying to explain to her, you're a little, you know, you're better than that. We're not just going to shove you in a bedroom in the basement and Mom lives in the basement. That's not our intention at all.
I'm thinking flying kicks right to the forehead, karate chop to the gut.
No, but you know, so now she gets, the picture, and I think.
So I put the link. I'm sorry, I put the link to Ra's store up.
Oh, that was good.
in5d.net with the shirt. I put
just
that
show
up
them
too.
the shirts. I like the tank tops too.
Well, I don't want to do a promotion for, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get paid for none of this shit. However, I do love everyone doing their thing, and then if I like it, I'll just promote it. I don't give a shit. You know why?
Well, you do like it.
But do you know why?
Why?
Because there's enough for everyone.
There is.
You can have cool shirts all day, all night. Right? You can have cool different sneakers and different hats and different action figure, different tees and different sages and different kind of bells and different kinds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And why not? Why not spread the info? There's nobody out here that's competition with me. Whether they think they might think that it's competitive because of what we talk about is the same, like layers of different whatever bullshit
genre,
same genre of stuff. Thank you. However, I'm not competing with no one. I have nothing.
I like those t-shirts though.
And none of you should have that about you either. It's not competition. If someone's like, oh, we're competing for some stranger, just leave the game. I'm not competing with you for sure. If you think my idea is fresh and you got to hear it and then get to it, you know, oh, well, he said it. Now I got to say it or whatever. Go ahead. I don't give a shit no more. Because I hear my frequency when you take my shit. And I love it. I love it. Because we're all talking about the same things and headed in that direction anyway.
Pretty much,
so Frank can't be the teacher of the world. Frank, apparently, according to YouTube, is about 420 people a week, which is a great number for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the numbers, I mean, it is what it is, right? And that's the class. That's
okay.
That's who watches the movie and listens to the story.
Doesn't matter.
It has no relevant. because that's the class. To me, it's the advanced class. So of course there's not a lot of people here. And I don't even give a shit
Yeah,
because we
community,
talk
not
about it
competition. Yeah, that's what it is.
along with everyone else. It's just who enjoys my version, Paula's version, the story, how it goes, how you can put yourself into your own, because now it's time to become the hero again. Oh yeah, self-responsibility.
I had a great talk with one of our fearless members. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't have permission, but we had a great talk about things, life, people understanding, not
how
understanding.
similar situations, right? Like somebody might have apples and oranges and you might have strawberries and berries, but you're going through the same kind of stuff.
Right.
So it all applies across the board.
Right.
Why not share? Why not help uplift? You know, I'm not telling you to give the answers to anyone. It's not your job to go out there and save the day, but it is your job to save you, especially in this mess of pedophile, satanic
Oh, you're jumping in. Okay.
hooker faces,
Hooker faces. Here we go.
right?
Okay.
Cannibals, lizard men, and women. Don't think we didn't notice you. We did.
This is Frank's go time. He's been waiting for this for years. So
Right. So
this is his go time.
we are we already got enough on the plate that you shouldn't have to worry about me. Right? I'm reliable
Right.
in my self-responsibility. And I come forth that way. And so does
Ellen, we
Paula.
love you. Oh, I'm consistent.
And I'm sure many, many others. You take the responsibility and you do what you got to do. Right? Most of the hero's job is an unsung thing, although it builds this character in you. And if you don't attack others in this crazy emotional states, like, well, I did this and you did nothing. No, don't say nothing. Right? You work at something, and when you treasure it and love yourself and love what you're doing, others that come in that wish to just grab it and kind of shake it,
Yeah.
you catch them right up front.
Yeah.
Gone for you.
I had a lot of. I had a.
I could love you, but you can't be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I understand that. I had a very big growth week, I must say, this week. I did.
I
I
like
was
the way
very
you
proud
said
of
that.
myself. It was a big growth week. Hence the taking a nap for 3 hours in the middle of the day today, which was wonderful.
All right, I just want you to hear proud of myself. This is what she said.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
very
am
proud of myself this week.
I am. We
remember
Frank
to
and
say
I,
that kind of stuff to yourself.
Frank and
Take the
I
time.
started talking about setting boundaries because our dear friend Ellen, who she gets, don't get jealous, Aaron. We love you too. But you know, she made it clear to us that we really needed to set boundaries. And it's something that Frank and I had been talking about for a while, but we were afraid to do. And then Frank had a discussion, and it was because she started nudging this and making it more of a priority. And it's funny because I had seen my sister this week, and my sister said the very same thing to me that Ellen said. So I said, okay, I'm hearing it from two different people who know me in two different lights.
It's like the universe talking through your best buddies.
Exactly. So Frank had already had the talk with his higher self about setting boundaries because we talked about it on the show, and we did start, but it got you're thank you, Willa. You would be proud of me, and I'm gonna try to tell the story without telling the story. So, because I don't know who's listening, but I kind of don't care. So, we really did put it into play. Frank's higher self said, you know, you really do need to set boundaries. Let's do that. And, you know, I was told by several people, two different people who love me very much, but love me in very different ways. They each know a very different side of me. Thank you, Willow. I am proud of me too.
We love you.
We do love you. So for me to actually set boundaries was hard because they are the best. And when you do set them, and it's funny because I've set them in so many other areas in my life, but certain areas were kind of off limits and I wasn't really sure why. But now I realize that it's self-preservation. I realized a lot of things about myself in just, I'd say, the month of July. I'm not even the same person I was in June. I mean, I'm the person that will, I think I am going to learn how to shoot a gun.
Yeah.
I
Paula got
never,
just triple sexy right there.
never thought I'd say that. I do want to learn how to shoot a rifle. I think this defunding of the police department is crazy. I don't speak about politics.
Yo,
I
one of
will
my
not get
buddies got beat up right on the
Yeah,
right
you
on the
know.
fucking corner. Right on the corner. Jumped. Just BLM style. Right there.
I won't get political, but you know,
Sorry.
if I have
Not
the
sorry.
right to protect my home and to protect myself and to protect all of the people in it. So, you know, I think when you're having this kind of a growth situation, boundaries are important because you can't fully grow and, you know, become your own person if you're still letting other people treat you badly. Like, I mean, even my landlady, she yells at me, you know, and like that has to stop kind of. And I kind of did set some boundaries there. And so I felt good about that. And yeah, you know, like even with very close family, you know, I will do anything to defend Frank. And it is something that happens without me even realizing it. And, you know, he's not a child. He can stick up for himself. He can defend himself. But if someone is saying something in my presence that I don't like or I don't want to hear, I will put an end to it because Frank is mine. He belongs to me and I don't want to hear it. And I kind of did that for myself. And I did it for Frank. And I let people know, like, you know, what you think or what you may think you know is based on a Frank that you knew a very long time ago, not the Frank you know now, because you haven't taken the time to really get to know the Frank of now. So in my presence, nothing will be said and nothing will definitely be done. And I was very proud because I handled it well. I said, you know, you have to continue to have holidays with people. You can't react the way Frank would in a situation. You can't react the way you want to react. You have to react very diplomatically, but you have to say what's important and then move on. And that's what I did. I kept it very fact-based and then I moved on. And keeping the emotion out of it was very difficult for me, but it worked well. And then as soon as I got home, I was like, you're not going to believe,
because
you
we
know,
found the words this week.
yeah, I found the words to say the things you need to say. And, you know, we may hurt people's feelings and we may not mean to do that, but sometimes that's the only way to get a message across. And, you know, if you're going to do something, you stick by it and you own it.
You know, it's funny. You don't.
You do.
People,
you own it.
People don't realize that they're in the weirdo loop, right? Like they're disrespecting you, or they're doing something out of place. They
don't realize what they're saying is literally disrespecting you.
Yeah. So when you put the kibosh on it, hey, why are you saying that? Like I had to say to my mother one day, hey, listen, just like the 18th time today, do you not like me? Because I'm here working with you.
Helping you.
I'm here with you.
Right. No one else is here. I am here.
Whatever you think I do when I'm not with you, which is always 100% wrong anyway. Right? I'm not partying and doing drugs, and I'm not drinking ayahuasca till my eyeballs pop out.
No.
I'm here with you.
Going to Costco and feeding cats.
Right? So don't assume.
No.
And if you don't like me, just say you don't like me. She's like, but I love you. I go, like and love are two different fucking things.
Two very different
things. You
could
love me all day, but not like the person I am.
And if that's the case, then I'll adjust how I behave. You tell me how you feel.
Or is it you?
And I can adjust my behavior to you. And I feel that's what's been working for me. You let me know how this is going to go down and I'll act accordingly. You know,
yeah, if you're going to still act like that and be loud and non-energetically correct and just shut me down every time I try to fucking say something, then I'll leave because apparently you don't like me.
Start tomorrow.
We can try again tomorrow if there's not a problem here. But right now I'm out. Nobody needs this shit, right? So you have to learn how to work with people on the level that they're at so you can make it through this. See how we know that there's all this other shit going on, but what we're concerned with is how to discuss things with your mother or how to discuss things with the person.
With a loved one. Like
that is
Frank
not,
and I, for example, I can do about 6 things at one time. I can't really do more than that, but I could go up to about 6 different things I can handle at one time. You know, I could feed cats while I'm making coffee, while I'm helping with dinner, and while I'm washing dishes, and I could do all of these things. Frank is not that person. You have to hit Frank with one thing at a time. And you have to realize that that question can only be asked at the appropriate time. I cannot ask him before 2 o'clock in the afternoon what he'd like to have for dinner. That I have to figure out on my own, because if I try to ask him in the morning, hey, what do you want me to defrost? He looks at me and he goes, food. I can't even talk about it. So it's not his fault. He can't talk about it, but it's my fault because I should just make the decision because I know I'm going to make something he likes anyway. You know, and it stops a lot of the arguments. I also have a very big problem when we're watching a movie at the, I guess, the apex of the movie. I will need something to be done in the house randomly.
She'll be like, hey, you think you could go outside and check and see if Max needs food? I'm like, he could wait till after the movie.
Who is Max?
I just spent 2 hours sitting here with you waiting to see what's about to happen right now. And by the way, as we're talking, I'm missing it.
This is just
Well,
an
I'll just
example.
go backwards. It's
and
like,
then and then we have to rewind. But this
and
is
then you feed Max, right?
Yeah.
Then you got to pee because you're annoyed now.
Oh yeah.
Then you got to
yeah.
grab something.
And then I'm hungry. So can you
and then
see what's
it
in the
becomes a whole
refrigerator?
nother.
Yeah. So and it was all my fault because I knew better than to even say anything, because I could have kept my mouth shut for 15 more minutes and then I could have had anything I wanted. But because I had to be a dick basically all the time.
Well, just understanding what you're doing.
Right. So I
Or
understood
putting out there to the others.
Right. So I understood my behavior, because that apparently does not work. And Paul is not happy because then Frank gets nasty and yells and he goes, oh, well, what else would you like me to do? And then he'll just stop everything and start sweeping floors. So just learning about your behavior and how it affects other people, you know, like you may think you're right and you may have won the argument, but you didn't win the war. Okay, because you still have to live with that person. Okay, so you won for now. Okay, but that mental ticker is still going off. You didn't win the war. So learn how to set boundaries, because the older you get, the harder it is. Learn how to set boundaries now, because they're important. They are, because they say, you know what they tell you? I'm worth it. I am worth these boundaries. Like the other night, he started making the Aya, because we have an Aya session coming up. So
I'm making a lot.
He's making a lot. So he's making it.
Because I have a multiple
right.
people.
So he's making it in small batches. And I said to him,
it into giant.
The caveat, because that's Frank's new word now. He likes to use caveat. So the caveat to that is he can make as many small batches as he wants, but he has to make them when he's only make them when he's in a good mood. If he's in a bad mood or a foul mood, or if he has any disdain on him, he's not allowed to make the Aya. So he said, fine, no problem. I will make the Aya in small batches and I will only do it when I'm in a good mood. So he was making the Aya yesterday and we were in such a good mood and we got stuff done. And I was like, you know what? I am not cooking because you're making the Aya on the stove and we're going to order dinner tonight. And he was like, that's a great idea. And then tonight I didn't have to cook because we had leftovers. So I feel wonderful. So just being sweet sometimes just pays off. Set boundaries. Don't be a dick unnecessarily.
We find ourselves digging into these holes and don't realize it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right? And when you're just running at the mouth, you don't see it. But when you stop, like I said, we got to like rule our emotions. We have to overcome ourselves and the programming that we set upon ourselves. It's not your fault.
Yes.
No one's judging you, but it is your responsibility to deal with that. Okay.
Well, let's see. No one's judging you. Paula never judges Frank, but Frank, however, always judges Paula for some reason.
I told Paula I judged you once in the beginning for the whole thing and just left it there.
But it comes up every now and then, like, you know, why did you eat all of the...
No. You sure you want to go this route?
You judge me all the time.
I didn't judge you.
You judge me. You judge me on my weed etiquette. You judge me on smoking too much weed. You told me I smoked a little too much. When I said to him one day, I said, Frank, do you think I smoked too much weed? And he was like, okay. Judgy McJudgins.
Pathetic.
You judged Ellen. You told her that her desserts are too decadent and rich.
I said they were just rich desserts. She
And
likes rich
decadent, and
desserts.
you don't.
What's
And
judging about
and
that?
decadent. You used the word decadent. You said they're decadent and rich.
Because I've never seen that before, except on those shows that we watch.
Well, that's wonderful.
How's that judging? Sounds like a compliment, if you ask me.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You're right. It's a compliment. Oh, Willow, you got to stop. Paul is perfect. Stop judging her. I'm not perfect. I'm terrible. You don't even know, Willow. I am terrible. I am. Sometimes I just sit here and I go, "Wah!" I just scream.
I'm telling you.
Just because.
It's the mirror.
Just because.
You don't know. It's the mirror.
You don't know. I want to take my
hold
cat.
It for her right in her face.
I want to take my Oscar sometimes, and I just want to run away. I want to pack a bag for me and him.
Free Energy Mobile. I love you, man.
so stupid conversation. Anyway.
Mr. Zervos.
How
Welcome
are you?
to the show, Progeny of the Light.
Yeah, we are still maniacs. It's still ridiculous.
Sending you love, my brother.
Yeah, the show can't start on time for Paula because as soon as Frank puts the music on, 3 cats come in and they're starving.
So they hear the music and it just gets their bellies rocking and rolling.
You don't even know. It's ridiculous.
I mean, when else would you be hungry and excited and all juiced up and ready to rock and roll, knowing I'm going to be sitting here talking about ayahuasca and fucking DMT and beings from outer space and this etheric thing sitting right next to me talking all this stuff? We're rocking and rolling in this spaceship. No, you're my Chewbacca. You remember that. I'm Han Solo.
Why do you? All right, I don't.
I'm Jay. You're Silent Bob.
That's fine.
No, actually, I think that one would be reversed.
No, you never stopped talking.
I had a dream about Paula. So in the dream, we had a lot of family over at this new house that we were at, and it was like her family and my family, and it's like the ones that we never see, but it's like it's all of them.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So
this was weird.
I was like, Paula's like entertaining, but she's like coffeeed out, Paula. So she's like, then she was just rolling with stories and crazy stuff, and she was like, "Yeah, motherfucker, yeah, whoo!" And Frank's like, "Fuck this cunt," and I'm like, oh, "That's like you don't tell anyone that, right?" So I run over to her, and she's going on, and everyone's just like this. And then I'm like, "It's okay, Paul." And she's like, oh, what's your problem? What do you touch me for? What? I'm like, no, everyone's watching you. Everyone's watching you. And then I hear, "Hey, she sounds a lot like you."
Why is that? Because we're together 24 hours a day.
And I go, "No, she broke through that into the next layer that I am yet to compete with."
I can't. I have no time.
It sounds like I'm competing when I try.
No time for the stupidity. Like really just like let it go. Let it go with yourself. Like even Frank, like he's, the whole thing with his dad, he's bringing up his dad, and the GPS took us by the block of where his father lives. And I'm like, look, I know, the universe knows. I already told you, you are going to have to schedule some kind of meeting with this man. You already know it's going to have to happen. And he says, I know, but I have my mother and grandpa. Like, how many things do you want me to do? And I said, yes. Oh, thank you, Lexi. I think you're right. You have a lot of things to do, but at some point we have to fit this in because the universe just keeps giving it back to you and giving it back to you and giving it back to you. And
she'll hit that note until she'll look over one day. And please put the children away before watching the show because it's for the adults.
Well, yeah.
For the most part. She would look over at me and be like, "Or don't be a pussy."
Right. Just let's do this. And I'm like, just give me a heads up.
And she knows I understand that, where it's like, yeah, I could be sitting in moisture a little too much today. I need to maybe get up and
just do what you got to do.
Do what I got to do, right? Talcum powder and maximum effort.
Put your big boy pants on and make the phone call. Oh boy, look! This is amazing. Away from
Peter, thank you so much.
We love you so much. Congratulations on your daughter's grad night
and sending your daughter
positive
vibes on her grad night. This is how we roll, stepping up into the next situation, into the next experience, into the next what. I don't know. But it's going to be cool.
It is going to be cool.
It's going to be better than this.
I have a feeling it's going to be different, though, because I was talking to Frank and I was telling Frank, like, even after all of this calms down, this COVID nonsense and pandemic nonsense, people are not going to want to live the way they lived before. You know, they're not going to want to be together. They're going to want to be apart, but they're going to want to be able to stay connected. And Frank just figured out how to put his video game connected to his iPad and connect the remote control to the iPad so that he could use his video game
This is
remotely.
where we are right now in the world, where I could take my iPad, anyone could do this, and your PlayStation 4. I didn't know you could do this. There's an app, you get the app, and you sync your joystick to the app.
Right.
Then the app syncs itself to your PlayStation, and you leave your PlayStation in rest mode, and you can just leave with your iPad and your controller and play anything
remotely.
Anything. That as long as it's either downloaded or it's the disc that's in the machine, it'll just start up and start playing and everything. So now I see this weird thing happened to me when I did this today. I saw my nephew suddenly wanting to hang out because he could sit next to me on an iPad playing a game with me that I would play because he knows I only play that. So he would bring that, because then when I'm like, I don't want to do this no more, he'll just activate and play with his friends. And I'm like, wait a second, all these really interesting creative inventions are coming online to soften up the blow for certain people, make things a little more acceptable, a little more easy.
But my point was,
a little more
these
connected.
apps came out a couple of years ago that you can do these things, and it's almost like they knew that there was going to be a social distancing issue, and they knew that people were going to want to get together virtually, be remote but get together virtually, so not be together. And it's funny, and it's like, how much of it is it predictive programming? Like they said, the video games are resembling a lot of what's happening currently.
They had to remove stuff in Fortnite because it was literally the things leading up to the COVID incident. They were playing a pandemic board in the video game.
Oh, look at this. This is amazing. Thank you.
Really. I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to be in this now moment with you.
Oh yeah.
Sending you most
it's
positive
all beautiful
vibes.
Like, we love to do this stuff. Like, you know, Frank and I were talking, and like, the world is truly becoming a smaller place. Like, it's becoming to the point where I just want to be me and Frank in a bubble. Like, it's getting
already
so strange.
Enough work.
Like, it's a lot of work to come together.
And
although
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, everyone outside of our situation, the way they look at us about not having children and not understanding.
Oh, I know. They don't understand why this is
I'm
so
like,
much fun
we're
for us.
We're fucking
Yeah, we're
busy.
having a great time.
Like, but so you said to my brother, I haven't fought with him.
Oh, I said I was talking to his brother and his Frank's brother and sister-in-law for about 20 minutes before he got to the house. He got to his mom's house yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. And I think it was yesterday. And I had said, you know, you don't understand how happy your brother is. You know, your brother is probably happier than you are right now. Like, he has no care in the world. I mean, everything is just kind of working for him, you know, but we worked hard to get it like that. We worked hard to put those oars in the boat. We worked hard to move out of the way of the boulder and let it roll downhill.
And that's all stuff you can't explain to people that don't do that.
No.
And they aren't fancying that process.
No, you can't explain to people that we manifest this. We manifest the life that we live.
People don't want to hear that shit. Well, yeah, you manifest it, you mean you go out and do it, right?
Right.
And it's like, yeah, technically you're not wrong. But I got to leave the conversation there.
Right. So, you know, he was like, well, give me an example. I don't understand what you mean. And I said, well, Frank and I haven't had a knockdown, drag out fight since the beginning of 2019. Now, should I have said that? No, probably not. But I was trying to make a point, to give a visual, right? So he looked at me and he said, over 18 months, you really have not had a big fight? I said, no, not a knockdown, drag out fight. No, we've had disagreements and arguments, but not a big fight. And he was in such disbelief over that one statement that, like, he didn't hear anything else that was said after that, because he just couldn't get over that. And I said,
you crazy one? I'm like, I'm not crazy. I don't understand. The last time I blew up and was crazy,
Right.
was over a phone call about my father.
Right.
But then before that, and I said right before I blew up, I'm going to blow up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
Mm-hmm.
apologized afterwards and apologized again afterwards. I talked about this on the show. Prior to that, nothing for years. So I'm still being regarded as 10 years ago. And because you are perhaps, and I'm not judgy McJudgy, and I don't give a shit, maybe because you have a house and a wife and a car and another this and another that you're in that position, and that's great. However, we are busy. We are in love like we're 16-year-olds not supposed to be making out behind the shed, right? Remember those feelings of that weird shit where you're like, bro, I just love you. You know, that's the kind of stuff that goes on here with everything else, right? It's not just ayahuasca, it's cats and it's life and it's fixing stuff and living.
So today, now Frank has told you about all the mosquito netting that he has bought for his mom's backyard. So we have mosquito netting over the garage. So when the garage door is up, they can actually work in the garage because there's mosquito netting there. So we bought another 3 12 by 12 panels of mosquito netting for the deck for Pop, so he could sit out there and not be attacked by mosquitoes. And so Frank can sit out there while he's sleeping there still 2 or 3 nights a week, 2 nights a week. So he could sit out there at night and not get bit by mosquitoes. So now he's talked about this mosquito netting. It came. So now we have to figure out how to put it on an old-fashioned aluminum awning that is cemented into a like a cement back porch.
Something from the 1940s.
So it's
right?
just an aluminum awning. So he got 3 panels of this mosquito netting, and then we got a grommet maker.
Now, mind you, this is the show tonight, right? Is creativity.
It's ridiculous,
right? And how it equals freedom.
It really
we
does.
don't have time for BLM and this, that, the other thing. I don't have time for any of this shit.
No.
We're graduating, right? Okay, so what do we do to graduate? We get invested into each other,
and you do stuff, and you
and you do it with your heart. We're not doing this and then we're doing stuff together,
right.
Talking about push and pull and push and pull and put. No, oars are in the boat, hands are up in the air.
So now
creativity is where it's at.
Frank has been trying to explain to his mother how he's going to put this mosquito netting up for a couple of weeks now because we were waiting for it to come. So the only thing we can do is use those command hook stick strips and stick them to the inside of the awning. And then we got the mosquito netting. And today we put grommets on the mosquito netting. So we took a 12 by 12 sheet of mosquito netting and we laid it out in the yard. And then we took a ruler and a wooden dowel that's like 8 feet long. Like that piece of wood is like 8 feet long.
It's like 6.5.
6.5 feet long. So we took it and we basically grommeted it like a shower curtain. So now we can hang it. We can hook it around the awning. So now we only have 2 more panels to do. We're going to do those tomorrow. It was the most organized project that we had ever done because we planned it out ahead of time and we had an exact visual for how it was going to go down. And then when we laid it out, we did it exactly the way we said we were going to do it. And then we came in because it was like 95 degrees outside. Mm-hmm. And then on the kitchen floor, we laid it out and we grommeted it and it looks great. So now we have to do it again 2 more times. But we have been very creative. And it's funny because everything that we're doing is leading up to everything that we want to do in the future. We want to get a house. We want to bring his mom. We want to hold.
It's almost like the universe wants to see if.
So the universe wants to show us everything it needs to show us.
Have to have, or you would have to do in a house, but you're going to do it here.
Right.
We'll do it one at a time.
It's like a dry run.
Then kind of run through multiples at once.
Yes.
We'll give you a flood, and that's when you have to change out the electricity. It makes no sense.
Well, you did that French drain. Remember, you had to clear it out.
That's a French drain thing. This has been happening though everywhere. The creativity has been. We're in like some 10-day thing. Where like new portal activations happen. Day 1 of the portal activation, I took my computer apart. My 2011, 2012 Mac Pro, 15-inch, fans are dead, thing gets hot, battery's busted. Ordered a new battery, put it in. I saw it work. The fans were still not working, so I ordered that little piece so you can unscrew everything. I have no clue how to do this and was most frightened because all of my mastering programs are in that computer. So that's why I'm not doing music right now. I can't get anything done right. I break this thing open. I have new fans. They send me the wrong fans. I'm like, oh. But when I popped open the computer, it wasn't like the one on the video I was watching. They all always look different than mine. And all the little connectors popped up and popped off. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? And there were just circuit pieces hanging. And my mother walked in and goes, what are you doing? And I says, you want to see me repair a computer? And she's like, oh, she just looked and went, oh, that's way too much circuitry everywhere. And I went, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this done, boom, close this, then went, fuck, made a mistake, reopened it, and then goes, oh, let me take a picture of the fans so I get the right number on the fan, and then didn't take a pic. I took a picture of that, got the correct fans. Then I find out I could upgrade it from 4 to 16 RAM, which makes it stronger than most computers today. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm about to get the new fans and the new circuitry that I know how to put in.
You're lucky
to make it. But I've been sitting on this for years.
Yeah, for years. But it was meant to be because it's working, because you found everything, right? It's meant to be.
Yes.
Remember when we couldn't find the hooks and we couldn't find everything on Amazon? They were sold out. Everything we tried to order for the stupid mosquito netting was either sold out or was going to take till August to come, and there were workarounds.
We were pushing this boulder uphill like crazy.
Yeah, but the computer thing just worked out for you. Now you have to take another picture of it again, just so you have the picture.
Yeah, the inside. But once again, just like the lawn stuff, I had to put the string on the DeWalt.
The weed whacker.
The weed whacker. And I remembered in my head what I saw in the manual, which is terrible. Doesn't show you very good. Then I watched the video and that wasn't very good. And then I realized I was just using too much string. Like I took a step back and said, why is this so? And then I said, you know what? I'll just use less string. And that's exactly what you were supposed to do.
Right.
And boom, it fixed this. And then it worked better than when I bought it. I was like, whoa. My mother goes, what the fuck did you put in that thing? I go, you don't put nothing in. You just, I don't know. It's a better string. I don't. It was just made everything better. So it was for the betterment. Now, back in the day, the first time I tried, if I failed 1, 2, I would have picked that thing up. I would have chucked it into the neighbor's yard and said, fuck this. Call Juan, get him in this yard and tell him to clean it. I'll give him $400 for it because I don't care anymore. But that was the wrong approach if you want a self-responsibility, right? You want land and you want to procure it and everything that goes along with it.
Right. Well, then you have to learn how to take care of it.
You got to learn how to take care of it. When was the last time you mowed your cement, Frank? The house next door burnt down, but you're getting an opportunity to run a yard that's ridiculously huge. And the guy was like, go in my yard and handle your business. And I'm like,
oh, you got it. All right. He's getting the tea. Yeah, so he's learning how to do all these things around the house, which is what he's going to need to do anyway. And here, you want to just pour it real fast, or yeah, just bring it in. So, you know, he's got to learn how to do this anyway. And it's funny because everything that we've ordered and everything that we've needed, we can take with us where we're going. And his mother's like, oh, what do you need that for? What do you need this for? And it's like, Diane, what do you care? We're going to take it with us when we go. Now she gets it. And now she's like, oh, I know what we're going to bring when we go. And I know what we're going to leave when we go. So there is a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm happy for that. Like I am happy for that. Here, no, I have it over here. For you.
People are coming online. This is what I'm talking about. Things this show isn't about what I can do.
No, but they're coming on board.
This is my story.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do any of this stuff. This is
right. You're learning.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? The other day I woke up, right? And I said, I can do this. And I took the security camera because someone's been coming in my yard, feeding the cats.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice what you built though.
Paula brought me a
wooden spike, a stake. Yeah, it was like
6 feet.
No, it was less. Yeah, no.
Well, it's
no, it might have been 5 feet. Yeah.
And it was kind of thin, but it was strong. Looked like something you kill Dracula with. But then I was like, I don't know if I could do anything with this. And I rummaged around, and I said, in my head, that in the yard that day, I looked down and I saw something, and I knew instantly how to build this exactly what I was trying to build in my head. And Paula had said something to me like, "Oh, there's a birdhouse back there too. You can attach a birdhouse to the thing if you decide to build it or whatever." And I'm going, I can't fucking do that. Like, that's out of my pay grade. In my head, instantly, I looked at it. I held it in my hand and knew how to. I was like, I don't know where the screws go yet, but I watched this thing in my head attach a certain way, and I said, oh, okay, what the fuck? I've never seen that. And it turned, did it again, and I said, oh, I got it. I spent an hour because my grandfather got really whack news at the doctor, even though he's doing better now. I went back there, and in 1 hour built. It has the security camera, the security light attached to it. It has a sign that hangs from it. It says protected colony with cats. And it's up on the stake, and there's a piece of wood attached to that. And at the top, the birdhouse sits right there. At the top.
No, it's nice, and it's in the planter. It's in the
and I had to do a couple of I had to do a couple moves on it, make a groove and shit. I've never done nothing.
Oh yeah, he made a channel.
I was using a saw by myself.
Yeah,
I took it apart, put it together.
Yep. Yes, with the wood.
And I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I was just looking at it, going, "Can I do that? Can I do this? I think this will work. Wait, this will work better. If you're having a problem with this, wait, focus on that. Boom." And I'm going. My mother was going, "What's going on with you?" I'm like, I don't fucking know. What does this look like? Does this look good? She goes, "Does it work?"
Great.
I go, "Yeah, it works great, actually." She goes, "It looks great."
It does. It looks really pretty too.
And we have it outside in the front yard.
In the tomato plant, so you can't really
in the tomato plant with everything facing you on this board with the sign on it. And I'm letting you know, after that, I come outside, I catch you, I punch you in your fucking face. I drag you off the fucking property to the police station and leave you out front, not making the 911 call and just saying what I got to say and leaving. That might be a little aggressive, but however,
no,
I don't
but
want to
it's good
freak
because
Paul
we
out.
have it on our phones, so we can see what's going on outside.
Yeah,
so
and you can take the pictures to show. Look what they're doing.
No, it's totally cool.
I have to do all this. My friend, I see him 2-3 times a week. Young guy got sucker punched in the head coming out of a store
for no reason, just for being a kid walking.
They were like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!" And then he just walked away, and they just ran up, boom, cracked him, dragged him into there's this little parking thing. Yeah, dragged him into that, stomped him out. Bad. I was like, "Yo, that's right here." So I was like, "Okay, this is a little close to home." So we take proactive measures, but we don't sit in it and go, "Oh, I wish someone would come up in here now and fuck." I'm going to get you. The universe, if it wants me to get you, will get you. This is enough. Prevention, security, stability, I got it recording. I could pick it up and spike you with it. If I do catch you, I'll fuck you up. Okay. But I'm not going to sit in that.
No, it's really.
I go about my day and have a great day all the time. You can't
take it. It's awkward. It's like that bathroom. It's like that bathroom key when you were in high school. That big bathroom key they gave you, so you remember to bring it back. It's it's like attached to like a bar.
And it says boys' room.
Yeah, or it's like just this big key, so you can't forget to bring it back. And so if they want to take it. Not only will we have footage of them taking it,
we'll hear you. We'll see you
taking it. But there's no way that you can get it out quietly because we made it that way. So there's no way you can do it. There's no way you can be stealth about it. Not at all. But it's funny because you can, when you have the right motivation, you can do anything you have to do. And I think that's the point of this. It's not all these silly things.
It's to take your mind out of.
But it really is to take your mind out of it.
That you're stuck in. All of the things that will pose you against something else, right? Well, I don't stand for this. Sometimes I hear a dictator, right, say something that was kind of like, oh, that's pretty informative, but I'm not following a dictator.
I'm not with you.
And I don't think the guy's a brilliant guy. No, you know what I'm saying? A broken clock's right twice a fucking day. So if I'm like, bro, if Hitler looks up and goes, bro, the sky's blue. Hey, the sky is blue today. I agree with Hitler. Don't think I'm with Hitler. Right? Like, don't be a fucking dummy. Right? So what I mean is I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm pro Trump and I'm fucking no. I'm pro save the children.
Let me tell you. Oh yeah,
that's all you need to know about me.
Save the children.
Save the children. Save the children. If you're touching and pediddling kids, and you go out and vote for Joe Biden or any of his ilk, and understand that this is what's going on, and you could overlook that and press that button, then that's
to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah. That's maybe you need a little more work in your head.
All right, no politics.
To see where this world is at. No, I'm just saying.
No.
He touches
So-
children. It's a known fact. He touches people's wives. He's gotten beaten up over
He
it.
does. I think
in
it's
the
very
White House.
strange. I think it's very strange
He
that you would
sniffs
want someone.
children.
Yeah,
What the fuck is wrong with you? You want this to be a world leader? Now, I'm not comparing him to Trump. I'm just saying. You want that? Well, I'm voting for you. Want that?
But we're not going to get into it.
No,
So
I'm just saying. This is how
I get it.
I know you get it. You're sitting right next to me, but they're not.
I know you get it.
Right. So if you're going to do these things with anything, you have to really make a judgment call.
Yeah,
on
you
what
do.
You're willing to stand right next to. Okay, so if you go Trump and you pull out the flag, know that some BLM guy might try to throw a brick at you. I mean, this is just how it works. You get involved somehow, right? Not on my lawn. I got my rifle. Okay, we get it. You got your rifle, you got your stuff, but you don't need to sit out on the lawn with your rifle and stuff because you're asking.
You're asking for trouble.
The universe to send you that trouble.
If you come past this door, if you try to hurt me in my home, and you come past that door, be ready. Just be ready. Because I have the universe on my side. Because I've proven it before.
Right. So sitting in that, in anything that keeps you there, rooted in something of me versus you versus this versus that, and I think, and you should be, and judgy, McJudgy, right? That's what you step out of. And you just take a look at it if you need to. If not, ignore it. Don't ignore it. Acknowledge it. Understand it for what you can understand it for, and then kind of move into something pleasing, right? Like creating something that you like to create. You know, there's a lot of painters and artists of all kinds.
Oh, you don't even know.
People who design things.
What I created.
Well, everything is actually designed one way or another.
So Frank had to go to his mom's house. He had to sleep at his mom's house Monday, and then they had a doctor's appointment for Pop on Tuesday. So now Ellen came to see me on Tuesday, and Frank was supposed to be home Tuesday night, but things were pretty rough. So he ended up staying, but he ended up coming home late at night anyway. It was a whole big thing. So he didn't get to see Ellen. So Ellen wanted, because Ellen gets to choose what she wants to have when she comes. So she wanted tacos. So I made skirt steak tacos. So I got skirt steaks from the butcher, Mike. And they were probably, because we always call in the best case scenario, they were probably the best skirt steaks I've ever ordered from him in my life. And I made these tacos. I made a cilantro chimichurri. I had avocados and tomatoes and all these things cut up. And it was just a beautiful day. And Ellen had made, she bought you that bar that from a special place on the West Coast, but she had made a container of fudge for me and Frank. So honestly, I had to tell her I ate 80% of it, which was more like 90. I think Frank got 2 pieces.
I had 2 small pieces.
2 small pieces. So, but I was honest about it. I owned it. But Frank, and if she was so concerned because Frank missed such a nice dinner, but I said, don't worry, I'm going to make it up to him. And then the next night I made him the same dinner. But I felt like that day I created a masterpiece.
Tell them, not me.
It was such a good meal, and it was so simple. Like, it was just, I can't explain it. Do you know when something, do you know how good it feels when a plan just works the way it's supposed to work?
But how do you make it work the way it's supposed to work? Is it because some people have it in their mind that it's supposed to be a certain way?
Right.
How do you release to get to that,
You adapt. You don't put controls on it like that. I said, this is what I have. This is what I want to make. I hope this is how it comes out. And it was a beautiful, beautiful day. And we were actually very sad that you weren't there. But then I did get to see you. I did get to see you that night because you did come home. You came home late. But it was just such a
Does it make you feel good to be
creative?
It did.
It was just such a beautiful day. And then I started making Willow's gift, but then I had to stop because I'm not going to say anything. I know.
Jesus, you just let everything out of the bag. When the cops arrest you, do you just start talking? Do you invite them over for fucking dinner next
I
week as
don't-
well?
I don't talk to cops at all. I don't talk to them. No, I don't invite them to dinner.
I'm gonna put a shock collar on Paula, and when she starts just offering way too much suggestive advice, and just tap it and just drop her right fucking
Oh,
there.
I'd like to see you try that.
Out of the collar, right? There will be little airbags. So depend, or just one airbag. So what happened to Paula? She's asleep again.
So you
Fucking
want to
chick sleeps 10
suffocate
times a day.
suffocate me? Is that what you want to do?
How to suffocate you
You want the airbag to come out and suffocate
and
me?
save your life? How to suffocate get in
But
this?
why would the
Do you
air,
see? I
why
want
would
this
the
is a
airbag
classic
hit-
example of what girls hear, what they want to hear, right? Said nothing of it, got it on video right in front of everyone. Yet it's just got dark and went right down into that spot. Suffocation. You want me dead?
Well, why do you want?
No,
to
I want it actually to save your life from the impact from your shock collar.
Why would you want to shock me? Shock me like a dog with an electric fence collar, like that?
Or what if it was more like shock me, put on your black leather like a Kiss song? You know what? I'll take over.
It's not that kind of show.
It could be very easily that kind of show.
I like wearing sweats. Anyway, stop being silly. Paula, stop being silly.
But all right.
No, seriously.
So, for example, from that little rant of hers, that is very sweet.
It
and
was
filled
very
with,
sweet.
Filled with, oh, I just.
But
oh,
I did. I felt like I created
each
a
one of
beautiful
those.
day.
I'm getting
Oh,
to
is
it.
that where you were going? Oh, look at
I'm
that.
trying to
Okay.
be a prime example.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm
All
good
right.
at explaining shit.
You're so
Let
good.
me
You
do it.
are.
I love your plan. It's
Did you-
great, but it
Let's do
sucks.
mine.
So let's do mine.
mine.
Let me.
All
Anyway,
right.
so as she's going, it was just right. She's making the face. Well, she doesn't quite look like that. I'm just
No, I
exaggerating.
did look like that when I made the face.
I'm having such a good day. You
All right,
guys know what
all
a good day. No,
all right,
I'm
shut up.
teasing. So, okay, each one of those pauses, breath, to be like it was. The food is the creation of the food was just for anyone that creates anything, a drawing, fixing a car tire, doing all your chores or whatever. There's this like wonderful thing that comes over you where you're like, oh, right, like I did it, I
Mhm.
succeeded. She was in the now moment,
Oh, I was in the pocket.
even explaining it
Yep.
to you. This is why
Mhm.
I'm trying to show you how great creativity can be.
It was a beautiful day.
You
it really
fall
was.
into it. She said it's a beautiful day now 100 times, but literally talked very little about I was very impressed with the food, the way it came out, and what the people brought. But it was such a beautiful day.
It
It was an entire now moment. It was one day,
yeah,
which was many moments, but she was in the now the whole day.
But that's what I love about Ellen, because when she comes, she totally keeps you in
She
the
will
moment.
keep you in that now moment.
She keeps you in the moment.
But
It's like
look at what the now moment creates.
yeah, it created.
Paula,
It did. It created a moment in history.
relaxing in your heart,
It did.
in her mind, thinking
Because-
about it, happy.
No, because I'm just putting this together now myself. I'm actually just putting it together now.
Tell everyone about it. Let's hear it.
Living in the now, the more you can, the more you should. Because when you live in the now and a truly fantastic thing happens to you, you've now just created history. Because when you're living and you're living in the past while you're living, you're telling stories in the past and you're living in the past and your mind is in the past. When you do that, you're not creating any new moments. You're reliving old moments.
Yes.
But there's something that she does. She forces you to live in the now. And we do that.
I
We
understand
try to
exactly
be in the now.
what you mean.
We did it today.
I hang
we were
with people,
sitting in
and
the
there's
kitchen.
always this thought of tomorrow or yesterday,
Yes.
of metaphorically future or past of any kind, and you're in the middle of doing something, and you're not acknowledging the
No,
fact
you're
that
not
it's
acknowledging what
beautiful
you're
or
doing. Oh yeah,
it,
see,
or-
she said it was the most beautiful day. It really was. We sat outside. I was feeding the squirrel peanuts. She got it on film. We were laughing because she told me I was very salty when it came to Reggie,
Yeah, I know you are.
and that I should be nicer to Reggie.
We know this.
I told her to shut up.
So
No.
is my cat.
But I'm only kidding. But you have to, because you make those beautiful moments. Like today, we had 12 feet of mosquito netting folded up in the kitchen, and we were both sitting on the floor.
When we had it
with-
out on the lawn, it was the
with-
funniest because I know both of us were just trying to get the markings done before Mary just looked down.
Before
from
Mary
the-
looked down and started yelling at us,
And what are
we
you
didn't,
doing on the lawn like that?
and we didn't want a cat to come over and
It's a
pee on
light.
the
It
net.
doesn't
Yeah.
even. It doesn't even weigh an ounce.
Yeah,
And it's
it
12
doesn't
feet
even
by
weigh an
12
ounce.
feet. We just kind of laid it over here for maybe for an exit. Like you have to have all this mentally
Yeah,
prepared
because you have to be
100-year-old
ready. But then you know what?
will catch you.
The boundaries too. We have to stop that. We have to tell her like, go back in your house, lady. Like, leave me
Oh,
alone.
I've been wanting to do that one
So
for a
like,
long time.
please, politely,
Hey,
like, please go inside.
fuck out of here, old lady. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
The news is starting at 4. So
Murder she wrote on.
but we did. We
You don't want to be late.
We had a very in the moment day. Like we had, you know, I got up at 3:00 in the morning and I couldn't go back to sleep. And I hate that. And then Frank was up, so I was okay because we were hanging out, we were having a good time. And then I was like, Frank, it's 5:00. I got to make coffee. Like I've been up for 2 hours with no coffee. Like I'm not going back to bed. And he was like, all right, make the coffee.
Yeah, you know, you got to live in the like. Oh no, it's 3 a.m. I'm up.
You know, what am I going to do?
What
Like I'm
the
already
fuck?
up.
Right?
I
And
can't get mad about
now
it.
I'm steaming and whatever. No, she came out here. I handed her.
Come on.
I handed her half a blunt, right? And then I was like, hey. And then
you're trying to tell me something.
we were hanging out and doing so. Yeah, he's been hanging out.
Yeah, he's trying to tell me something. There's a fly. I said, oh, to be a fly on the wall. There's a fly on
And
the
the
cup.
fly came and
He won't leave. So I'm just gonna let him do his thing because he's obviously there for a reason.
I've never seen a fly
So,
do that, by the
yeah,
way.
he's there for a reason. He smells the honey, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. You poked him like 3 times.
I did, but he's not leaving. Look at him. He's right there. He's like telling me a story. Anyway, so we did though. We had a good day. We did the netting and then we brought it into the kitchen and then we had to do the grommets. So the two of us just like stupids. We're sitting on the floor, right? We swept the floor. We have 12 feet of netting spurled out. We're sitting on the floor. We have the grommets. We have the ruler. We're making sure all the measurements are even so we don't end up with like.
And each one of us had like, if there was like 6 movements, each one of us had 3.
Yeah, like we each had, it was like an assembly line. So we really did live in the moment, you know, like we did. And we created a moment
for hours.
Yeah, we did. It took, yeah. And the next one's going to go so easy.
No, but all these other things were happening. Like we took all the stuff outside. We were talking. We rolled a blunt.
No, it was a great time.
We
really
made
was.
Drinks.
Yeah, we
there
were
was hot and cold
we
drinks.
were worried the cat. So now we have the mosquito netting laid out on the grass. So now we're like, where's the spot where the cats pee? Don't pick that spot, right? So now we're trying to find the pee spot on the grass. And I'm like, come on, Frank, let's just do this. We have the mosquito netting out. We have the grommets. We got the Sharpie. Now the squirrel comes. Squirrel comes on the net and he's calling us, right? He wants a peanut. He jumps down the fence and he's like 2 little baby steps from the netting, but he's scared to jump on the netting because he's scared we're going to trap him in the netting.
Man, the cats come out and look
now,
up.
We don't realize there's a cat under the tree. There's a cat in the bush. So now I run in to get peanuts. We get peanuts. Now I have to hide the peanuts in the tree because the squirrel ran in the tree because the cats now are around the fence. So now I climb on the fence and there's like a little, it's like a, they must have cut a branch a couple of years ago. So there's like a little hollowed out spot. So I put a whole bunch of peanuts in there. So now Frank and I are trying to finish the netting. We got the squirrel. The cats are all over. And I'm like, Frank, if the cats run across the netting, I don't want them to pee on the net, whatever's going to happen. So now we get the netting inside. And the squirrel was so grateful because I left a stack of peanuts in the tree. So he never had to come down the fence to touch the grass. So the cats couldn't get him. And we were laughing the whole time, like just being silly and laughing the whole time. And that was okay for me because I thought this mosquito netting was going to be the end of it because I had put out my intentions when I ordered the grommet set because I was like, please, I need the best possible scenario because I said, Frank is going to want to shove this ruler up my ass when we start this measuring because he's going to be like, I don't understand what you're doing. And I was like, Frank, just trust me.
So this kind of working with your partner.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't have to go through the minutiae of the day.
No, but it went well because you didn't threaten me and you didn't.
And nor did you want to kill me.
Oh, no, I didn't want to at all.
Right?
No,
So
it went well.
We learn the
ebb and flow.
The ebb and flow, thank you, of each other to the point where you could put us in a coronavirus lockdown. You could put us inside the spaceship and be like, bro, it's going to be 56 days till we hit Mars. You could do all kinds of weird stuff, right? But we want to be there. And in those situations, we can choose to be either involved with what we see on TV.
Oh
what we
yeah,
hear on
you have a
Facebook.
yes, we have a choice. Yeah, like I said, I need a timeout, and I walked away for 5 minutes
Mhm.
because I
Take the 5
yeah,
minutes
take
if
the
you
5
need it.
minutes. Like you just walk away. Like Frank wanted to go outside for a few minutes, get some air, and I was like, okay, good. I'm dizzy. I'm sitting on the floor. I can't get up right now because if I get up, I'm not getting back down.
You know, you ever work in the sun and it's so hot, you got to get the hell out of the sun.
You know,
we had to do that today, and then during that time, don't push it.
Yeah,
Go inside.
Yeah,
Finish the job over there. Wait until it's you know, you got to do something different. You got to move around the obstacle. When you're submitting to an experience, you'll know if you're repeatedly messing up over and over and you're getting frustrated, it's not that time to do it. But it's kind of your fault if you waited till the last minute to get something like this done. And this is where self-responsibility lies. So you can either turn it into something enjoyable, like, hey, let's make some pancakes. Oh, fuck, I don't want to get up and have to fucking cook with you. I don't want to see your fucking face.
Right.
Or you just get the fuck up, right?
Right.
You could put some music on, make
Just
some fucking
go at it,
pancakes,
yeah.
and you could sing and dance and have the most delicious pancakes that you can possibly make. I mean, the choice is ultimately yours. Right. And then when others can't see, and you present in a couple of ways, because we always throw things out there for people, lifelines and stuff. Hey, you know, this, and don't forget that.
I can't drink that.
And you know, try this. And it's like they don't want you to solve their problem, right? And they don't want to hear how you do your shit. They just want someone to listen so they can complain to.
And that's what
and
he'll say. He'll say,
problem.
"Just listen to me," and he'll go off for
so
like
well,
and then he'll say thank you.
But
and
see,
I'll
I
just
take
walk
responsibility
away.
for that. That's why I'm like, hey, listen, right now, this is what's
yeah.
going
I don't want
on.
you to solve it. I just want you to
wanna
listen.
you.
Yeah, I just want to tell you what
Right?
happened.
You're my favorite person. I need to tell you. I need to tell someone. There's no one else to tell. You're gonna hear it, please. And then blah 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 blah. Don't try to save me. Just hear it out. We're not trying to fix a problem.
Right. Don't try to fix it. I'm just trying. I just
come
need
out
you to
of my
listen.
face. You know, and then others that don't realize that they're doing that, and they're doing it to you and around you, and then you throw them all the little lifelines and they still don't see, you can politely excuse yourself and return at your leisure, because you set the boundary, you take the responsibility. Creativity, I just tell my mother this is supposed to be fun. This isn't fucking hard work to me.
Tell her you asked her.
Like I'm doing the guy's yard next door. I'm not going to be here next year to do this.
She said, remember you asked her.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're just throwing it out again. What?
You asked her, like, how do you like everything? And she said it was beautiful. Oh, sorry, you're not there. Okay, sorry. Oh, I did it.
So
again.
you're just going to read the last 10 pages of the fucking book and tell the audience?
You know what? I'm going to go get
Why don't you do that? Okay. Why don't you do that?
Come on,
I didn't say a fucking word.
You didn't have to.
Well, I think the point of this whole thing is my mother eventually came online, right? And finally enjoyed it in the moment and said, you know, she said to me, I woke up from a nap and I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, you have to come outside and look. So there's a cardinal that's been eating in our yard, and she swears it's my grandmother, which is great because my grandmother was here multiple times with all different people this week. So everyone got nervous for my grandfather and all kinds of weird things were happening. And, you know, I'm like, you have to enjoy the moment. So she's like, come outside and see this. The birds are all eating. And I'm like, well, they should be eating. I fucking did the yard. She's like, no, look. So then I looked and I was like, wow, that actually looks, it was golden. Everything looked golden. I was like, wow, that literally looks great. I go inside and then she grabs the nursemaid. She brings her outside. You have to see this. I go, I've been working with you since March on this fucking place. And I haven't heard you say that once. Not once. And then to watch you bask in it, running back and forth in the house was kind of amazing. So it takes time, right? Even with who you think is never going to get through it. Even my brother on his levels, I said to him, when I say oars in the boat, what does that mean to you? And he's like, well, maybe it's getting out of your own way. I'm like, yeah, but you can't, right? It's easier said than done. I'm listening to him talk to a graphic artist guy that's just not fucking getting it. And he drew all this stuff from him. And my brother's like, I waited 4 months for this shit. And I'm like, yo, calm down. Just say thank you and let's move on. He's like, well, what the fuck are we going to do? I'm like, dude, you're Rob Banks. The Red Cup Review. Who's this guy? He's a Fiverr artist, someone you met in the store or something. Who do you know? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, comic books. Who do you know? You're looking for your logo to be done? Who did you just talk to recently? And he was like, oh yeah. I go, oh, the artist of Batman. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, let's get on the same page for a second. The artist that does Batman. That's your boy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know the well, why are you not asking them? And going, I'll commission you.
Just a question.
Would you be interested in doing this? Oh, why would they be interested in that? Why would the guy from Fiverr be interested?
Why wouldn't
he
they?
goes,
You
because he
didn't
gets
ask, you don't
paid.
know.
I go, so does this guy.
Pay him.
He goes, oh, I can't afford 1,000, 1,500.
Yes,
I go,
you can.
dude, you just told me about 5 billion toys you reviewed that you have to sell and get rid of that are brand new in the box, and you're making hundreds of dollars on. Get rid of 2 or 3. You just don't need stacked in the basement. Get your fucking logo from the dude that does one of the famous guys, and his name will be on it. And now you'll be famous. He'll be famous. Everyone's famous.
Everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy. And he was like, that's not a bad idea, dude. So he went and asked one of his major guys, and the guy says, yeah, that's not really my thing. However, you need to talk to my man right here, and just busted this dude out. He's like, you talk to this guy. He's doing exactly what you're asking me to do. Exactly.
Right. That's what he does.
He does that. And he met him, and my brother's like, I think this is going to work great. I'm actually drinking today. I go, really? Because that's having
beautiful.
A fucking drink.
And that's because you
up.
made a suggestion. Oh, look, she's playing.
Who's doing what?
Roxy, I think. Is that Roxy? Oh, she's right there.
Oh, that divine interruption card just runs fucking deep with you.
I know. That's
mother.
another. I know that.
Goodness.
I know that. That's another reason.
Sheep shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's like 5,000 today.
I know.
I think I can't. I stopped counting at like.
I know that.
15.
Well, apparently you didn't.
And just let it keep going.
You didn't stop counting.
I find it difficult to put a boundary on you because you think it's a judgment. Fight your way out of that bag, motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
That's your biggest problem.
There's no issue. There's no problem. We don't really, we don't take it to each other off air. And you motherfucker, look what you did. And
anyway,
if it does get to that, everyone stops immediately and goes, oh boy, I must have messed up today or this must be very important because we're not always blowing it out.
Right.
Or that would be a version of crying wolf projecting, well, why are you not like this? And why are you not like your father? And why are you not? That sounds like your fucking problem, not mine.
Not mine. Right.
But you projecting on me all day. Right. The minute you stop doing that.
I interrupted him like 90 times today. I don't know why.
Minimum.
Or it's either I do that because I realize I'm learning so much and about myself.
Here. Yeah.
No, seriously, I am learning so much about myself that
well, you could rewatch it later and check out that divine timing.
Yeah. And I realized that when I get really high, sometimes depending on what kind of weed I smoke, I am an interrupter, and I'm horrible at that. And either that or I slam the outside door on him all the time. I walk out and I let it go.
She'll go, no, I got it. Come on in. And then just go in and the door slams shut.
I don't do it to anybody else, but I do it to Frank all the time. And I don't know why. It's horrible. I do that. And today I interrupted him all day long. He tried to tell me a story about his brother.
Yeah, she was making up the story and going, oh, yeah, totally. It goes. I'm like, no, that's not exact. That didn't happen at all, actually. We just talked and.
I don't even know. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Really get ahead of ourselves in this world.
Let me tell you something. It was just a weird day. I had a good day today.
By example.
I did. I had a good day.
We shall show the world.
Shut up. Comes from thinking what you're saying is more important. I do think that what I'm saying is more important than what Frank's saying, though. That's the thing. And I think because I think I'm always right, too. So
I'm not upset in any way, shape, or form. You know what's going to happen when we get off the air? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
He's going to roll a blunt. I'm totally, because we didn't have one.
We just, all the places that I want to squeeze her. And she's going to tell me all these weird things about me. That we're going to laugh really hard.
I'm aware of all the horrible things that I do. I know that. I know that I do that, and I know it's horrible, but it just
Okay, look. So if you
It's
embrace
funny.
yourself and know that you do that,
Oh, yeah,
if
I
it's
own it.
harmful,
I
you
own it.
straighten your shit out.
Oh, I do, but then
If it's
you know,
not harmful, but you feel you're doing judgy McJudgy with you take it to yourself and you talk to yourself. You don't gotta go, oh, I'm such a piece of shit. You don't have to call yourself names. You could just be like, you know what? I see that every third word my finger goes in my nose because I'm on camera. So watch this. Self-responsibility. It's not gonna happen, not on my watch. Nope. Right? And you just do that on the inside and use that as a metaphor for across the board. Right? You don't have to touch everything. You don't have to say everything. You don't have to save everyone. You don't have to. What you need to do is learn about yourself to the point where you're so cool with yourself that you could look over and all the shit that used to bother you about everything else that you project onto your partner,
Look,
where you should do and you should be. And I thought you would. And those are all your thoughts. I don't know where the fuck any of that comes from.
For 2 weeks.
If she's got little quirks, I got to let her run with them.
Oh God, I got a lot of little quirks.
But be aware, this works. This is a two-way street. If you're like, hey, you think you could do this for me? Do me a favor. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then you give me like 8 things to do. And then I tell you to go fuck yourself. Don't be alarmed. I don't hate you. Just get off my fucking wave right now, because a favor is one thing. If you need me to do 8, right? You pull the fucking ticket and say, listen, I got a list for you to do. You think you could sit down with me? We could go over this. If not, get the fuck out of my face, right? So then we'll laugh about it and then just move on. We're not fighting.
What are you gonna do?
You got to.
What are you gonna do?
I have better things to do with my time and Paula's time than to waste it on that kind of shit. Knowing that the whole world is collapsing around us and all these weird spots.
Yeah,
but really
really.
everything's kind of okay. Right? Because I'm all right. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
How you guys doing out there? You seem good. You're home Saturday night.
He said to me before the show,
listening to a cool show.
He goes,
having a good time.
No, and I'm going to tell them honestly. He says, because I'm always honest about what happens here. He before the show started, he turned around and he said, "You realize how spoiled you are, right?" And I went, and I started laughing.
No, that's not what I said.
No, what did you say? I
said something about, do you feel, well, because you were talking about, I think, something spoiled, right? I was like, do you ever feel that way, that you are spoiled as well?
I am spoiled.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Because I feel I spoil you.
Yeah, but at first I started laughing because I think about all the cats that I feed all day long and how many times I wash dishes all day long, because these dishes
I wash dishes every night too.
You do. Yes, you do. But we were talking about me now. So the story's about me. So, and then I had to laugh because on the other hand, it's true. The story's about me. On the other hand, I am spoiled. There is an unlimited weed supply here. You don't understand. Frank has created this very cushy nest here. And yes.
And you've done the same for me.
I have, but I'm usually the one doing it. I'm not I'm not the recipient. So recently since I've been with you, I've been the recipient, and it's wonderful.
No one could hear you, but check it out. In hip hop, they call this check yourself before you wreck yourself.
No, but it's true.
Pretty simple.
It's true.
You want aliens and you want ETs and interdimensionals? Get right with yourself, because when they show up and you're still arguing.
That's why I said. That's why I say own it. You own it. If you look, I am. I don't take medication. This is what I got. Okay, I got cats. I got Frank. I got a mother-in-law. Like, this is what I got. You know what I mean?
Beings from fucking just portaling in on me.
Right. And I love it. And I own it.
This is my shit, though.
This is what it is.
Like,
do you know what I mean? Like,
who else?
Yeah.
Aya was explaining it to me. If you weren't that guy, it wouldn't be happening to you, right? So I'm like, she's like, so you're thinking, but other people are going to be like, and they're not going to know who to talk to. Okay. And you're going to be the guy like, you know what? Hey.
We're an hour and 29 minutes in. No one's listening that long from either of our families, right? So his sister-in-law had made a comment, and she had said, maybe when Frank meets his father for the for the first time, when he has that reintroduction for the first time, maybe he shouldn't mention that he's a shaman. And I went, what? I was going to kill her. Like, and I can't do that. Like, I had to pull myself together. Like, you know, you haven't talked to your father in 7 years, and the first thing you're going to do is not tell him who you are. You know, like, that works for you, but that doesn't work for us. That's not how we do things. That's why we're happy. That's why there's full disclosure. You know, what am I going to introduce myself to you, and then you're going to get to know me, and then when you really get to know me, I'm going to tell you that's not really who I am. This is really who I am. No one will trust that. Yes, he is lucky. He doesn't even, he I think he knows. But,
That ain't luck, baby.
you know, like I said, you
That shit
know,
is
you want your father to
all
come,
real
you
right
let
there.
me know. I support you. You don't want him to come, that's fine too. But whatever you want, that's what you'll have. But he will come to see you here. You will meet on your terms. But when she said that, I immediately, I was like, that's who.
So I'm going to start the whole thing.
That's who Frank is.
New
Frank
relationship
is a
based on a
shaman.
lie?
Frank is a shaman. Frank has helped many people. Frank
Because
talks to
he
people
has
all over the world. How could you not want him to know that about you? You know, and I was so offended by that I had to, in that moment, I immediately had to calm down
she just took the
because
breath.
I said, I need to share holidays with you. And then I immediately turned to his brother and discussed things with his brother, because I said, if I have to talk with her any longer, I'm going to end up killing her. Why would you? I love Frank. Frank is mine. Frank is not yours. Apparently you are embarrassed and uncomfortable by that. And I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I am not. I am not embarrassed and comfortable by that. This is how we live in our home. This is how we do things here in our home. And here we have transparency, you know, and here we are honest about who we are. We don't pretend we're someone and then you get to like that someone and then we say, oh, fooled you. That's not who we are.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't be that way with ayahuasca
and
people.
We've never been
and
that
then
way.
Be that way with my dad.
But we've never been that way with each other. Why would we do that? Yeah, why would we do that?
Because we're being looked at, and their projection is like it's like an overlay on us of what they think we are. Because you're creating your own reality.
Yeah,
so if you want me to be the fucking dummy, you're gonna be like, no matter what I do,
yeah, no matter what you do,
with the secret sauce.
I know
what life is.
I know.
You know how we were made.
I know
who is God and the production of the Matrix and the universe. And I could lay it out for you in graphic format, and you'd be like, "This motherfucking dummy's here again."
You know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm still waiting for the phone call from my family about the whole sex trafficking thing that I'm never gonna get. Wow, you were right. I'm never gonna get it. And that's
my grandfather would tell you could wish in one hand and shit in the other.
No, it's never gonna happen. And it's funny. Can you put that fan on? And it's funny because, you know, in 2019 specifically,
turning it on just made you go.
Yeah, no, I just take the bread out and my hair goes flying. I look beautiful. And I look, yeah, I know. I look
it instantly becomes cliffhanger.
Yeah. And then I get skinny. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah. But this is the way it is.
We're not going to start pretending now.
No, not now.
Not to make you feel better.
Give me a break.
I don't mean my sister. I mean
anyone. Like, come on.
I'll knowing the person I'm talking to one degree or another.
Yeah, you'll pull it back.
I'll
I
don't walk around. I'm like, you leave your fucking kids with me. Like everyone's like cool with that, but I'm the weirdo.
And she didn't like that. I said, you know, your children were with us the entire day. They didn't look at a clock once, and they didn't ask for an iPhone or an iPad or any technology.
Day, food galore.
And it was almost like she was bothered by that, you know. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is just how it is.
You can't let every crab out of the bucket, including if it's mommy's little baby.
I mean, they were feeding squirrel. I mean, it was a beautiful time.
It makes you want to pull them back into the bucket. Oh, that's a great idea, but I don't fucking think so, bro.
I don't think so. We're not going to do it your way. We
right?
do
And
it
it's
our
like,
way.
but it's working. No,
Yeah,
no, that's
this is how we've been
okay.
doing it always, and this is how we've always done it. So this is how we're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
we don't like
Well,
this.
we don't do it that way anymore because it doesn't work that way.
Oh, sorry about
We do it this
evolving and
way. Yeah,
I thought I heard you talking
Yeah.
about
adapting. You need to
adapting and
adapt,
filling the cup with
Yeah,
water, no
or-
matter what shape it
or
needs
you
to
don't
be.
survive. Yeah,
But I see you're not that.
yeah.
That
Okay,
down with
that's
it.
fine. That's good. That works for you.
So it's
It doesn't
TV.
work for me. What works for me is transparency, and what works for me is if you ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Like-
and it's a safe space. So if
Yeah,
you
you
asked,
c-
what
yeah.
would someone say? Well, that's a stupid
Yeah,
question.
what would
It'd be
someone
like,
say?
why
Say
is it a stupid
Just
question?
say it.
Because
Doesn't matter.
the person asking literally is confused on a topic that might sound as ridiculous to you is as ridiculous as I sounded to you on my first show. And I came out and was like, bro, I sat with Satan and he was eating souls. Like I think of it every single day, how I stood here. I did that on purpose, by the way. Sorry. I think every day when they go, oh, pedophile, satanic, Luciferian, and I go, everyone's got it wrong. And
Right.
my talking about it sounds like I'm defending it, but I'm not defending it. I'm just literally saying Satan's an energy. It's not a guy. They're not praying to Lucifer at all.
Right.
Right? Like it's an artificial intelligence and they don't even realize it, including the demonics. They're all controlled.
Right.
So it's like, it's embarrassing to even have the bad guys be dummies on this level. It just goes to show where you're at. It's like, yo, you guys don't even know. Listen, I heard some people, and shout outs to Kev Baker, by the way, someone that was real important on his show. This is the eye of the pyramid, the dollar bill. I'm like, that. No, that's not. That's the eye of Horus.
Mhm.
If we're that way on the with the first guest in the first 5 minutes, and this was a while ago, so I'm not judging with anyone, but this person was supposed to be like a no, I know my signs and symbols, and I'm
Mhm.
like, you don't know shit. You don't know nothing. If you come out blazing with that with 1 million fucking listeners, and this is what you're talking about, I want you all to think about that. Right? It's just this weird stuff that goes on sometimes where you're like, wow, I got to shut it off right there because that's the knowledge being dumped around. You don't even know what that is.
Right.
You think that's the eye in the pyramid? What's the eye in the pyramid to you then? Tell me. Oh, is that something different? The eye of providence? It's a fucking artificial intelligence. So let's not play games. You're dressing the truth up again in a suit and tie and being like, no, it's career day. No, dick. Look at it. Look what it's doing. Okay, thank you. So they're not praying to this thing. They're not actually bringing Satan out. You call to Satan, he doesn't come out. It doesn't work like that. It's like the devil in your mind that you create, or if there's something already there because it's already a thought form or a demon or
The
some
one
kind
that
of
you
entity.
create in your mind is the one that you're tied to.
It's the one that comes
Because
out and
that's-
greets you.
Yes, that's the one that
So
comes out
it's
and
like an
greets you.
evil
Yes.
version of you
Yes.
almost, or
Yes.
it is.
Yes, you're right. You created it.
You know, so the one that they're all like
Yes.
praying to or talking to,
Yes.
whatever, it's a thought form that comes forward from the energy.
Yes, thought form entity. Yes.
Yes, and there's also grays, and
Mhm.
they exist, and alien ETs. I gotta stop
No,
saying
no,
aliens.
but that devil is the one you
But the
created. in
devil,
your
that
head.
the
Yeah.
Satan thing
No,
that
no,
they talk
totally.
isn't actually what you would think is Satan. You'd be like, bro, Satan is this. Explain it to me. Explain to yourself what Satan is. Did he make you touch someone here? Did he make you touch yourself there? Is that what Satan does? No, that's not. Satan doesn't do anything.
No.
It's just an energy that's on, and you activate that through your emotional output. Like, I'm gonna fucking kill this motherfucker, right? And then the energy you're tapping in, and it just, and you bring the energy in, and now in that side, in that energy, in that bandwidth, you can go, motherfucker, I'll kill you. And then you go, well, Satan made me do it. It's like, no, you tapped into the energy, and then you activated yourself, right? And then now you're blaming it on an external character.
Well, he says it. He says seeing it in your mind is manifestation. No matter what it is, you're still manifesting it. It doesn't matter. Put that one up. No matter what it is.
That's exactly correct.
Good and bad. You know.
That's why it's a thought form entity. They're real.
Right. And we go back
Freddy
to
Krueger's real because you believe in him.
We go back to the story from the beginning when Frank's biggest problem in the beginning was people are being disrespectful to me. People are disrespecting me. And I said, the more you keep telling that story to everyone, the more you're calling into the universe.
more
The universe
people
is
start
giving you things,
disrespecting.
giving you people to be disrespectful to you. And you know, he listened and he listened. And in the beginning he fought it. And then I said, just stop
Because I was a meathead.
talking
It's
about
really
stop
difficult.
talking about it. And then
It's like, but they're doing it, bro.
Right.
And it's like, calm down.
right.
Let it
And
go.
then he changed his behavior a little bit. And then he came to me and he said, well, you know, people are not disrespecting me anymore.
It
And
just stopped happening. And then
because-
people that pushed that lever,
yes,
when I did step up, they were like, oh, sorry about that. Shh, dude.
because you changed your behavior.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong
Yeah.
with you? And then, my bad.
Yeah.
And then you're out of here. You're out.
I'm admitting things out loud, which feels good. I am learning so much. And you know, we had said it in 2019. In 2020, everything was going to be exponential, and we really meant it. You know, like I'm learning. I am aware of things that I wasn't aware of before. Really.
I mean, I'm down to even learning new ways to make Aya. It's the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Yet I'm making it in the combination I'm doing it now made it so much stronger and better than I've ever made it. We're years into this. I already knew how to do it.
Yeah.
But now I'm still able to put more into it. It's
Into it.
never like, oh, I'm just going to do it
Yeah.
again. Well, I'm still fucking finding the science.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Yeah. No, I think we're doing the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. And I think it's good, and it's paying off, because even our friends are doing that. You know, like our friends are telling us the stories of them doing things, making changes in their lives, and seeing the outcome of those changes. And
so you want to unlock, this is the real meat and potatoes.
it is, but it's happening so
we already
quickly.
know what fucking Kundalini is, and
Yeah,
all these different things are, and breathing.
it's just really happening quickly.
Do you want me to talk about techniques, ETs, and just DMT experiences, or you want to know how we get through the fucking day sometimes? Because sometimes
the energy is so high.
Meditation doesn't do it. I'm still wanting to take the the lighter and burn it all down.
That Schumann resonance, when it's off the charts, you know, I mean, I can barely get up.
Breath work when Willow
you were
put
doing
the thing up in the
yes,
room.
you were doing it in the shower.
In the FearLess group. Well, the other day when she put it on, it was like a watch group party, and I started doing it, and I fainted in the chair. I was tingling, and then just opened my eyes. It was still on. I started doing it again, went down.
We should do it tomorrow together.
I couldn't type because when you're breathing like that in rhythm, boom, 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 right? You fucking, this is how I felt. Like my blood was not getting as far as I thought it was. And it starts, all these other areas start going numb and tingly. And I couldn't take it because it started happening everywhere. And I hate my throat and palate, because of my neck injury, gets numb, and I hate the way that feels. So I start freaking out, and I'm like, "Oh, everything's going numb." And then I woke back up. I started laughing at myself. I said, "Okay, you're being a dummy." The second day, I did it again, and it did nothing like that. It pushed through.
Yeah, I think we have to start doing that.
And then I was like, and then changing the way my engine works and how you can regard what you're visually seeing from me. Yeah, you might see me sit down for a few minutes in the sun and do a breathing exercise, but isn't that better than me throwing a fucking temper tantrum?
Oh yeah.
Right. And going down that road.
Yeah.
Right. The 3 minutes you spend
on yourself
can save a life.
Yeah, no, I'm learning that too
every
in the morning.
direction.
Like I'm taking the time for me in the morning, and I'm working through the last piece mentally, emotionally, about, like, because we now have to fit in a stretching, a light yoga routine, or a stretching. We have to figure out what it is, and we have to incorporate it every day or every other day. And for us, it may be doing the exercises at 2 different times, because we can't be up and both doing the same thing.
No, you shouldn't have to rely on my being on time somewhere to get your stuff done. I am no longer really waiting, and it's not, if I have plans with you, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But you can't your sciatica rest in my hands.
Right, because
So,
it does
and
it
this is metaphoric. This is for
yeah,
everyone.
no, it
I'm
just
talking
doesn't
about everyone.
work. So, we're trying. So now I'm trying to, I guess I'm mentally preparing myself to put myself first, because it's hard, like in the morning, like I promised myself if I could just pee, brush my teeth, pee and brush my teeth, and put up coffee before I take care of the cats,
I'll be gold.
I'll be gold.
Yeah.
And so far I can only get the 2 of the 3 done. And then I wait to put up coffee after. But if I could pee and brush my teeth, it's amazing. And then it's like, no, it's not amazing. No, because I can say no, because they're not going to die. These cats eat so well. No one is no.
It's not like they know 50 phrases to say to you, so they just run up to you and go, meh, right? So you're like, oh, they're crying for fucking annoying food. You got to
Right.
just sit down, take a leak, laugh at them, be like, get the fuck out
Right.
of here.
But in the morning, it's like
Do your
they
thing,
all
and then-
need, and they all need, and they all need. But you know what? I need to. So
exactly.
I have to put myself first. So where I'm again, everything with me is strategic. So I guess I'm mentally preparing myself for that, giving myself that time back, because it's going to be about an hour, no matter how you look at it, whether it's half hour, 45 minutes.
No, as you continue, it gets less. However, because as you learn the routine, you just break into routine.
No, I get it, and I can break it up.
Because you remember, we couldn't watch the videos no more because we knew the routine, so
Right,
we moved at our pace.
Right. And
it was better.
And I liked that. Like,
it worked
we
better.
would pause things. So I think I know I'm just building up to that, and I think the boundaries thing really helped that, because when you put boundaries, when you set boundaries for other people, they're not infringing on that time. So like for your example, like you sleep at your mom's like twice a week. So tomorrow night you probably sleep at your mom's. And so I know the nights that you're not home, I know what I have to take care of, and I know like the days that you are home, like, so I try to make sure things are done so this way we can spend time together. So it's a whole yes, Willow. So that's basically that's basically how I'm gonna have to work it, but I have to deal with these cats too. So I have to I'm like figuring all of that out. So the boundaries are helping, because now that I put boundaries on other things aren't infringing on my times. Like now,
You don't feel the stress entering your bubble.
Frank and I are using more of a schedule. Like things got pushed out last week because last week was a special week. But like there are things that we have to get done this week. It doesn't matter what day we do them. There are just certain things that have to get done. So that's kind of how I'm working now. I'm not being so rigid, and I'm being flexible. But it's hard to. I think because when you're always responsible for something, it's just hard to take that time for yourself in the morning. I think I kind of feel selfish about it. But I don't know if selfish is the right word. I think it's just something I have to learn to incorporate.
It's just another notch on
Yeah,
that level.
just something
where we
else
say you
that
put
has
the
to
mask
be
on
done.
you before you put them on the children, because if the plane's going down, you're no help to help
Yeah.
someone else if you don't have your mask on. No matter how much the cats cry, do you look around? Is anyone hurt? No. They're
Right.
just doing what they do every day.
Right.
So instead of complaining, and I'm not saying you do this, but
Oh, no,
instead
no,
of
no,
complaining
no.
to the cats or about the cats, or just march your ass into what you got to do what you got to do, and then be like, all right, I'm ready to rock and roll. And I didn't mean you. I meant just take that.
I know what you
and
mean.
move forward.
Yeah,
with
no,
that.
it is. It's balanced, and everyone's right. Like Willow, that's the route. That's basically what I'm looking for. And there's no reason I can't have it. It's just, it's a thing in my head. I have to break through the thing in my head, and it is balance. And that's the thing too. Like there was one day, okay, so you don't even know. You don't even know. Frank slept at his mom's one night. It was when we got back from we got back from an Aya ceremony. So my sister had my house keys, and Frank's mom had his keys, but we had gone to pick up his keys. My sister didn't give me my keys yet though. So I forgot. So I had a whole morning planned. I get ready to leave the house. I realize I don't have my house keys. I can't leave. And that threw me in such a tizzy that nothing got done that day. Like the idea of it completely messed me up so bad. I wasn't able to switch gears as fast as as fast as I normally would have. And I almost use it as an out not to have to do anything that day, and it backed me up a day, you know. But like things like that shouldn't thrown me. Like you have to adapt, you know. There has to be some balance. Like you do have to adapt. Like, okay, if that's not going to get done, I can do this.
Yeah,
you
I can't
know?
if I can't hang the mirror today or go get
Yeah,
the car
like
wash.
I could still,
or,
yeah, I
there's
could still
other
do 10 other
things.
things. Like, so stop your nonsense.
And
I
you,
think with me, it's just a lot of nonsense. Like,
and then if there's nothing to do after that, then take time for you. Do something you've wanted to do.
no, I think making time for me in the morning is what I have to
Well, I'm
do
saying when all
instead of,
else is off the list,
right, because
then there's
that's
nothing
what I
that
usually
I can't.
do.
Nothing will work on this day that we had an
Oh,
order
you're saying
for
on the
or
day
anything.
that's nothing's working. Yeah, no, I get that. I get
So
that.
what?
But
Guess it's not going to happen.
I have to find some kind of balance, because I think the boundaries thing definitely is working for me, because I'm not being pulled in different directions. So that's good. And I am more I can become less reactive. I can be more proactive, because I'm very good in a reactive position, in a reactive stance. Like, you need me, I'm there. You need me to do something, I can do that. Whatever it is, whatever act you need me to perform for
You
you,
need
I
too
can
much
do.
information. I'm here to supply it.
Yeah, kind of. I do that, but you know,
Let me offer you all this extra stuff
you know what
that
it
we don't
is.
need to
I just
tell
want
anyone
to
about.
no. You know what it is. I just like to tell a good story and let people know where my head is at. I do tell too much. I do share too much, way too much, though. You know, but I do. I'm doing it now. But yeah, it's a thing in my head. Like, I have to get over it, because like now I'm babbling. Like, it's like, this is ridiculous. He's making fun of me. It's ridiculous. But you know, making that time, like, I don't know why I feel so guilty about it. Like, what is wrong with me?
Just own your shit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be lazy. Nothing's going on.
Yeah.
Or nobody's
you
gonna
know.
break my stride. Nobody's gonna let me
Like
down.
today, I took a nap in the middle of the day. I must have fell asleep at like 11:30. I didn't wake up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, I was up already, but 11:30 to 2 o'clock, and then I got up and I was productive. I did the dishes, I swept the floor, I did, you know, stuff I had to do around the house. But and then we got a lot of stuff done, because I thought at that point it was a wrap. I was like, oh my God, it's 2:15. I need another cup of coffee. Like, the day is just starting again. But it came together nicely and I pulled it together.
Yeah.
But usually I don't do that. Usually it's like,
I'll try new things.
yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing, you know. And it's like, just stop with your nonsense, Paula. Just pick up the broom.
Listen,
You know?
all said and done, at the end of the day, I appreciate you each and every day.
Oh no, I appreciate you too. Believe me, I know like when Frank says you're spoiled, like I laughed at first because I'm a dick, you know. But I am spoiled. Like, Frank doesn't care, you know. Like, it's not, there are no rules here. Like, we have very few rules. Like, we just say be respectful, be mindful of us, be
And
respectful.
he who finds the Roxy shit first,
Yeah,
must
whoever finds the poop first must flush it.
handle it.
Yeah, must handle it. And that's the way it is with the throw up too. Like, if you find it,
It's
that's
yours.
it's your responsibility. But you know, like, once I was like, Frank, he was like, nope, you found it, you did it.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
know,
even
and I
getting
was
up.
like, all right,
Fuck
you're
that
not gonna,
shit.
there's no chivalry. Okay. And he's like, no, but I'll unpack the car. So I didn't want to unpack the car, so that sounded okay. So, you know, and like, I have a great deal. Like, people don't realize, like, you know, people are like, oh, well, you know, he's no picnic, and you know, no, but I'm no
Each
picnic.
one of them can eat a dick.
But
and
I'm really
I'm
no
just gonna
picnic
live
either.
my best life.
I'm a crank pants. Don't look at me the wrong way. I'm a, you know, I'm an emotional nightmare. Sometimes I eat like food is, there's going to be no food, and then other times I'm just like, I could just basically eat bread and and like have coffee and then survive. And Frank is like, oh, another night with no meals. Okay. So, you know,
Luckily, I know how to do a few things.
no,
in
you
the
know,
kitchen.
luckily he does know how to cook, but I always have food. Like, I'll have, you know, he can make hamburgers and you know, there's always stuff for him. So, but there are those times when I am just like, I can't keep it together. You know, like I ate a yogurt. I had one piece of bread and I had a pretzel.
Yogurt.
You know, and it's like, I don't even like yogurt that much, but it just happens to be the one day that I ate a yogurt or a fruit cup. You know, I'm very big on the fruit cups, but it's funny. And then there's other times when it's like Frank's like,
I go, how
Well-
old are you? 86?
shut up.
Even babies get tired of that shit when they hit 2. They're like,
Well, I
I'm not
haven't
eating
eaten
that.
them. I had
It's like, but you love strained peas for 2 fucking years straight. It's like, yeah, well, I was a dummy and couldn't tell you this sucks. So I just ate it until I tasted fucking scrambled eggs and
because I
bacon.
was only this many years old. Yeah. No, I had
Stop holding me to standards.
I had a thing. Shut up. I had a thing with so you will stay thin for. No, actually,
Nah, she's got the Italian gene in her. She's got legs. And she knows
so I'm
how
not
to
going to stay
use
thin.
them.
No, I have a.
Well,
I
now
have
you're gonna play the Asian card on me?
No, I don't. I have Italian hips. From
You're not built like an Italian.
I am-
Maybe you should get up and show everybody what you look like from the
I
front.
am. God bless Grandma Milo, Grandma Paula Milo, because I have my grandma's body.
We talk about this all the time. We drop her off in anywhere in an Asian country, and they'd be like, "That ain't no Asian.
Nope.
They
Yeah.
don't make them no Asian like that here."
Yeah. So I definitely have my grandmother's body to a T, and I'm very grateful because she had a smoking body. Anyway, she used to wear sizzling mini skirts when she was in her 50s.
I throw it definitely
Whatever. So
first date.
so
Rock star.
yeah, actually. All right. No, I know I'm spoiled. I do.
Everyone check yourself before you wreck yourself. Right? We appreciate you and love you. Right? Be your most creative. Don't wait around for anyone. Time for all that shit is done. Right? Set up your boundaries. Get ready to rock because all the crazy shit is happening. Right?
It is, but it is.
We don't need to talk. Look, I'll
It
scream
is.
pedophiles once a week. So you guys remember there's satanic pedophile
It is.
Luciferians that don't actually talk to Satan, talk to Lucifer, but they do touch kids. So things need to be handled. But the in-between points, you need to worry about you.
Yeah, and your state of mind, because if you're not healthy,
You're not right when it really hit. It's
then,
going to hit so hard.
It's hitting now. It's
Yeah,
like,
but it's going to
come
be
on.
like
Oh, Frank's birthday is next month, so please send birthday wishes.
1 month
I've been
from today.
procuring birthday gifts. And,
I don't need gifts. I just
bought
need
some-
love.
I
Lots
got
of
some-
love.
I got some good shit.
Just
Can't
send me
wait to
some
share.
love and I'll be good. And I'll send you positive vibes. And I expect to see each and every one of you here next week to join us again live as we travel through the universe and listen to Paula tell us about cats and mosquito netting.
That's what I
and
got.
how she grommets.
You know, you motherfucker. If I didn't buy that grommet set,
Everything would suck.
yes.
Yeah. I'm not denying it,
All right.
but I could talk shit all day.
Okay.
And I could sing songs about it all day.
All right. That's what I got.
Shout outs to Aaron and Zach. Go join them over at all of us over at Expanding Understanding.
Willow, we love you.
Check
Oh, and
out
thank
their
you
show.
to everybody who donated money tonight. Thank you.
I love you guys so
Thank you.
much. We're in the middle of an upgrade, and I'm just going to leave this in at the end here. We're in the middle of these portal openings, which is basically new infiltrating energy that you have not been flooded with in a very long time, and you'll get things like feeling a little more courageous and a little more brave and a little more creative and a little more this and a little more that. Or it could take you down the rabbit hole the other way if you haven't been doing the shadow work. When you get a little bit depressed, you'll get a little bit more depressed.
And then
You get
sucked
angry,
right
you
in.
get even more angry, and then you're sucker punching kids
Right.
that are like literally 20 years younger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I saw a mother that was pregnant on
Willow.
TV get stomped with her 4-year-old stomped on a front door.
Yeah, I don't understand this. And again,
The guy was the one stomping the 4-year-old, which was weird. And 3 girls were beating her up and kicking her in the belly. They were going for the gold. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't be those people. Don't be anything like that. Be opposite of that. Okay. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Right. We don't need to sit here and report on that shit all week long. And when we do our show, it's just the story and how we're coping with it and how we're dealing with it. And you can see even with us, some weeks we're hyper explosive. Some weeks it's just stories about our life. It's about poop containers and how our bowels move when we drink this brown fucking rusty liquid, and how things fucking pop up in our lives that create these crazy extreme examples of some shit that we shouldn't you've known that. Oh yeah, like I was supposed to have common sense of that. So we're just growing and learning together each and every week. It's something new, it's something beautiful.
That's right.
It's something, it's always relevant, it's always important. You're always important. Understand yourself, dive deep, don't be afraid.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Willow. Willow, we love you so much. And Free Energy Mobile, we love you so much.
You too.
Shadow Stalker, thank you so much. Yes, and foot baths. All that and foot baths.
But it's true. I
foot baths and blunts.
I did it yesterday.
I haven't.
3 in a row.
I might tonight.
And I upped my salt I upped the salt, and I use 1 teaspoon of salt now.
And it turned it into something epic.
Whoa.
Right?
That's all I got to say. Whoa.
I appreciate each and every one of you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. And I enjoy your company.
Oh, I enjoy your company too. We had fun today. I really didn't know how the grommet thing was going to go, but it went well. We were sitting on the kitchen floor smoking and gromming.
And we had a rhythm.
And laughing, and we had a rhythm going. And it was the funniest thing. And it just worked.
If anyone's interested in understanding a little bit more
about
what we do with ayahuasca
or grommets.
Hit me up. It's time to talk. If you feeling the call, most likely it's time. So that's on you and how you choose to deal with that, right? But the path is open. The journey is here and now, and we are fucking over our heads in it. So just remember, be there, be compassionate, be kind, be fucking awesome, and be the best person that you can be. Maximum effort.
Maximum effort.
We love you so much.
Alan, we love you too.
Stay fearless, and remember, the universe rewards bravery. And go check out Aaron and Zach over at Expanding Understanding and Willow, and follow the rest of the crew and all of us over there. Thank you so much, and have a great night. Peace.